What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Matchday 26. Midweek was pretty good, had some pretty good games, but we are having issues with the refs, and I think and I hope that MLS, the league, will take action and hold the refs more accountable. The ref had two games the game that we watched in the live stream, the ref lost control to where Shaq Moore and Carranza just duked it out there, and that's not a good thing. When the ref, that's what your job is there for, and you're handing out 3 red cards, and then the match over the past weekend, you also hand out red cards. You let it get way out of hand, so it needs to stop. Refs need to be held accountable. I know they have a hard job, but they should be held accountable also. But enough of that. Moving on, match day 26. But before we jump into those predictions, let's take a look at the nerdy part and let's look at the numbers. So here we are looking at the left side there, our percentages of matches picked. So I'm at 43.61% of getting the outcome correct. That is not where I want to be, and this season has been pretty difficult for me. I don't know why I cannot guess there. It's very unpredictable, but I will say that 7.4% down there for the perfect matches, that's pretty good. That's pretty good in my eyes. That, getting a perfect score is hard, and getting that almost 7.5% of the time out of the games, I think that's pretty good in my opinion. That's for you to decide. Tell me down below what you think. Do you think that 7.5% of perfect matches is good or not? Perfect matches meaning getting both scores right and the outcome correct. And then now over to our right, we have picked Seattle Sounders 16 times to win, and they have only won 9. LAFC I've also picked 16 times, and they've only won 7. So some of these teams, really, I should probably stop picking all the time. I mean, I've picked both of those teams to win 16 times, and here it's both of them are under 10. The only one that's good there is Cincinnati. We picked them 14 times, and they have won 10 of those times. Really, we have a couple 50%ers down here. This one's over 50%. This one's awful. We've picked LA Galaxy to win 10 times, and they've only won twice when we picked them. So that's not too good on my part, but that's okay. We're here. This is fun. So let me know what your thoughts are there. And then down here in the left-hand corner is my power rankings. And so right now, Cincinnati is still way ahead of everybody, followed up by the New England Revs, the Philadelphia Unions, St. Louis, Columbus Crew, Nashville SC, LAFC, Atlanta, Seattle Sounders, and Orlando City would be the top 10 in my power rankings. So, like I said, let me know in the comments below what you think of any of these, and let's jump into those predictions for Matchday 26. So, first up for Matchday 26, we have Atlanta United versus Orlando City. Currently, Atlanta United are 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses in their last 5 matches, where Orlando City are 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss in their last 5. The last time that these two teams played was back in May. They were in Orlando, and that match ended in a 1-1 draw. Atlanta struggled midweek, last match day, against the Revs. The Revs scored both of their goals really early, and then, yes, Atlanta did score late, actually in the 93rd minute out of 94 minutes of the match. Not good. And Orlando City played on the road against Real Salt Lake and lost 4-0. With that being said, this is a match, again, 6 against 7 in the East, but I think that Atlanta get it done at home. I know that they've been on the road for the last couple games. They're at home. I think they win this match 2-0 over Orlando City. So that takes us to Montreal versus Charlotte FC. Currently, Montreal are 1 win, a draw, and 3 losses in their last 5, and Charlotte has drawn all 5 of their last matches. And currently, Montreal on a 3-match losing streak. These two teams have played each other 3 times. Montreal has won it twice, and they've drawn 1. So Charlotte has not won this matchup yet. And I think that continues here. I think that Montreal, they have not looked good in their last 3 matches. They've lost all 3, and then they drew before that against Charlotte in Charlotte. So I think that Montreal get this done at home. but I think they barely get it, maybe a late goal to win it, but I think that they win this match 1-0 over Charlotte. Now that leads us into a big matchup of the weekend. I wish that we were streaming because this is one that I would want to stream. We have FC Cincinnati versus Nashville SC. Currently, Cincinnati are 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss in their last 5, where Nashville are 1 win and 4 losses. Nashville are not in a very good form at all. These two teams have played their records against each other. Cincinnati have won twice, they have drawn 5, and Nashville have won this matchup twice also. So it's pretty even between these two. This is number 1 against number 3 in the East. They are at TQL Stadium. Brandon Vasquez is back. Matt Miazga is back for Cincinnati in this matchup. I don't know if they'll play. It just depends because of, form and all that from playing with the U.S. But I think that Cincinnati get this done at home. Nashville have been very inconsistent. I could be wrong. Nashville might wake up and win this one, but I'm going to have to stick with my gut here. And I think Cincinnati win this match 2-1 there at TQL Stadium. So next up, we have the Revs versus DC United. Currently, the Revs are 3 wins, a draw, and a loss in their last 5 matches, where DC United are 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses in their last 5 matches. This is a 2 against 8 in the East. DC have not looked terrible this season. Revs are looking very good. And I hate to say it, I don't think that DC will be able to win on the road here. I think that the Revs win this match 3-1 over DC United. Now, staying in the East, we have Philadelphia Union versus NYCFC. The Union will be without Carranza because of the red card, unless for some reason it gets overturned, but I don't see that happening. But currently, the Union are 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses in their last 5 matches, and NYCFC are 1 win and 4 draws in their last 5 matches. At first, I thought maybe this would be a good match. But the way that the Union have played, yes, they lost to LA Galaxy 3-1, and they lost to Atlanta 2-0. But how dominant they were against Inter Miami, and then they beat Nashville on the road. And the 2 games that they lost that I just mentioned, they were both on the road. They're back at Subaru Park. NYCFC, to me, are not that great. And I actually think that the Union are going to win this match 3-0 over NYCFC. So that leads us into Austin FC versus Sporting Kansas City. Currently, Austin are 3 wins, a draw, and a loss in their last 5 matches, where Sporting Kansas City are 1 win, 3 draws, and a loss in their last 5. I really thought Austin was turning it around, but here they go on the road to Vancouver, and they lose 2-1. They are back at home for this match against Sporting. Sporting's not looking too bad, though. Their last 2 matches have been a draws, and one to Real Salt Lake, who is a very good road team, and then a draw to Houston, who's a very good home team, and then they won at home against Vancouver Whitecaps 3-0. Austin, though, they started to turn it around before that loss against Vancouver. They're at home. This matchup, Austin has won 3, they've drawn 1, Sporting Kansas City have won 2. I think that we see a draw here. I don't think that Austin gets it done. Sporting's looking pretty okay right now, but I think this match ends in a 2-2 draw there at Q2 Stadium. So next up, we have Chicago Fire versus Toronto FC. Currently, Chicago are literally on fire. They're killing it. They are 4 wins and a loss in their last 5. Toronto are on the opposite side of fire. They are as cold as freaking ice. They are on a 5-game losing streak. It might even be more than that. They are terrible. It is also saying that on this website that Bernadeschi is still out with a red card, which I don't understand that, but that hurts them even more. And there's really not much to say here. I think that Chicago, the way that they're playing, the way they're working together, Shaqiri had a banger over the midweek. I think that Chicago Fire win this match 3-1 over Toronto FC. Next up, we have Minnesota United versus LAFC. Currently, Minnesota are 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses in their last 5, where LAFC are 1 win, a draw, and 3 losses in their last 5. Minnesota is coming off of a 3-0 win on the road against Houston. LAFC, they came off of a 3-0 victory over St. Louis. I thought that game was going to be closer than what it was. I'm surprised that LAFC won that big, but they were at home. And I think I'm going to go with them in this one. I think that they go on the road to Minnesota United and win this match 2-1. All right, so that leads us into St. Louis City versus Inter Miami. Currently, St. Louis are 3 wins and 2 losses in their last 5 matches. Inter Miami are 3 draws and 2 losses in their last 5. Miami is at the bottom of the East. St. Louis is the top of the West. St. Louis is coming off of a bad loss against LAFC. Inter Miami just inconsistent. And this is the one that I'm going with my gut prediction here. And this is going to be our big game. I'm going to say we see 5 goals in this match. And St. Louis, though, wins this match 4-1 over Inter Miami. Next up, we have Colorado Rapid versus Houston Dynamo. Colorado are currently 1 win, 2 draws, 2 losses in their last 5 matches. And for Houston, they were on a roll, but not in the last 5 matches. 1 win, 1 draw, 3 losses in their last 5. They lost their last match and then drew, and then 2 losses in a row on that one. This one was a rough one for me to decide what I wanted to go with here because Colorado has not looked that great. Houston was looking good, but they're struggling. But I'm going to have to say it. I think Houston go on the road here. I think that they get a road win, and I think that they beat Colorado Rapids 2-1. Moving on, we have Real Salt Lake versus New York Red Bulls. Currently, Real Salt Lake are 3 wins and 2 draws in their last 5 matches, and the Red Bulls are 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses in their last 5 matches. The Red Bulls were beating Cincinnati pretty much all game over the midweek. They were up 1-0 for a very long time, and then in the last 15 minutes, Cincinnati strike back and win that match. That is very unfortunate for the Red Bulls. I thought maybe they were going to start clicking, and maybe they will. That's just a step back, in my opinion. That would have been a huge, huge win for the Red Bulls if they could have upset Cincinnati. Now, Real Salt Lake, on the other hand, I think that they should have went on the road and beat Sporting Kansas City, but they ended up at a 2-2 draw. I think Real Salt Lake are the better team between these two, and I think that I'm going to have to pick them here at home. And I think that they win this match 2-0 over the Red Bulls. Next up, we have the Portland Timbers versus Columbus Crew. Currently, the Timbers are 3 draws and 2 losses in their last 5 matches, where Columbus are 2 wins and 3 draws in their last 5 matches. Hernandez is suspended for the Crew, so just throwing that out there. This matchup, though, the Timbers have won this matchup 6 times. They've drawn 3, and Columbus have won it 3 times. Columbus is definitely the better team here. They are the better side this year. Portland are sitting 12th in the West, where I think Columbus are sitting 5th. Yes, they are sitting 5th there in the East, but I think that the Timbers don't lose this match, but I think that Columbus walks away with a point, and I think that it ends in a 2-2 draw there at Providence Park. So for our second to last match, we have Seattle Sounders versus FC Dallas. Seattle are 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses in their last 5 matches, where Dallas are 1 win and 4 losses in their last 5. With Jesus Ferreira coming back, are Dallas going to start winning matches? I think that Jesus played fairly well in the Gold Cup. I'm not saying that he was spectacular because of his 2 hat-tricks back-to-back. I really liked the way that he played against Canada, and I thought he played pretty well against Panama. So I think with Dallas having him back, that is going to be a huge boost for them. But on the other hand, Seattle are also getting George Morris and Roldan back. They're playing at Lumen Field, and I think that right now Seattle is just a little bit stronger than Dallas in the sense of their form. I mean, yes, Dallas are above them, I believe, in the West. No, they are not. I apologize. Seattle's sitting 3rd. So yes, Seattle is the better side, and I think that they continue to do that, and I think that they win this match 2-1 over FC Dallas. And for our last match, we have Vancouver Whitecaps versus LA Galaxy. Currently, the Whitecaps are 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses in their last 5, where the Galaxy are 2 wins and 3 draws in their last 5. The Galaxy are looking pretty good right now. Vancouver had a good win against Austin. I wasn't sure how I should go with this because we have picked LA Galaxy before to win, and as you saw earlier in the video, they haven't won that many anytime that we picked them. But I'm still going to go with them. I think that LA Galaxy go on the road here and win this match 1-0 over the Vancouver Whitecaps. So that is it for the predictions. Please give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you like the content. Tell me down below what you think your predictions are going to be for this weekend. And we will see you not for a live stream for MLS, but we are live streaming on Sunday because I'm out of town Saturday. We're going to stream Sunday the Mexico versus Panama final for the Gold Cup. So until then, we'll see you later.